Okay, Coach, coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Set, 180.
52. Watch the backer. Set.
There's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 22-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Stafford. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
You better be afraid of me.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. It's a first down following a gain of 3. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I don't think you got it, sir. Check 13. Check 13. Under 10. 10.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And bulldozing his way through. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play there for the Lions. 42 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Check your hot read. Hey, 70.
Now Bell. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Double time. Drill right. 22.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jack Doyle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. Setting now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Set 18 Gator. 61 Matchbox Light. Check. 5.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
You go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 27-yard line.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Lock the screen. Bravo. Get ready.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. And he completes it to Cohen. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He lost 2 there. And it's 3rd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
Ready?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, let's go. Come on. You better bring it.
You gonna take.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
Check out.
On 1st down, right back to Lindsay. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Locke. This pass complete to Higgins. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up a touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Lions' 29-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsay. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing on first down is Locke. This complete to Jones. And down inside the 15 he goes. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys didn't come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want to
offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's at the cornerback position.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Seibert's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me,
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complementary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. And he fires one that's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And able to find Alan Lazard.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Lindsey. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Come on, set. 30 base.
Watch the run, watch the run. Show it.
General West.
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check 99. Check 99. Go, Mike.
Hey, orbit. Hit it.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
Set.
They'll run with Lindsey. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 yards on the play, and that will lead us into the 2-minute warning.
At the 3-yard line.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Here's Locke. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Alan Lazard, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do?
In trouble here, And down he goes, back at the 8-yard line. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Hey, exit. Coming to you.
Another try after the first down sack. Stafford going for the deep ball. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hey, Delta.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Fielded at the 33. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They're starting to put some space here. You know, first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. On first down, Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. To throw on 2nd and 10. Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
56, right there, 56. You get blocked, me. You get blocked. Five.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
You ain't got nothing.
22.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Hey, Alpha.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
The final shot before the break, Stafford. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And what a return. Great field position all the way out to the 48-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They look to throw. It's Locke. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A very solid gain of 27. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's a
rush coming, and he's taken down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
On the set. Bravo. Let's see what you got.
From the gun on third down, Locke. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Set, ready? 60 or. Protein spill.
They'll try to run with Lindsey, and he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
Hey, Haywood!
To throw it is Locke. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Quincy Enunwa, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Lions take over first
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. He's going to launch this thing. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 36 yards on the play. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Stafford. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. To throw again on 2nd down, Stafford. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. T.J. Hockenson. His 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
We got to step it up.
Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, team 6.
Block off of play action. He's got the hook up to Lazard. 19 yards to pick up there.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Here we go. 30 base.
Here we go.
6-6, pull it high.
Check safety. Alert flare.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Let's go.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Switch gears. Greystone, travel. You're out. Smooth. Take up.
Here's Lindsey. And he'll get 2, maybe 3, up near the 37.
It was Damon Harrison on the stop. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 37-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go, defense. Hey, wahoo.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, Charlie. Mike 51.
Shotgun snap to Locke. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Hey, Echo.
To try again after the sack. Stafford, this is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're... And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions are going to jump back in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
Let's go now. 10-2 soft.
Go!
Leo! Snap.
Now a carry for Lindsey. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Check 24, check 24.
Recon, 132 fighter. Shoot.
On first down, Lindsey. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down.
Hey, orbit. Big grip.
Now to the air, Rock. They'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the gun, it's Locke. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 21.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Tackle made by the third-round pick out of Louisiana, Tracy Walker.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Another run by Lindsey. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth-quarter lead.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going.
Hey, high 7.
56. Check.
Clock working out of the gun. Jones has it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Check the backer, check the backer.
They go.
On the counter, Lindsey. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Philip Lindsey, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have retaken the lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He's back to throw. They'll get this one to Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Now Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Alert!
Stafford. Open man is Galladay, complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Switch.
59!
They snap it to Stafford. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 46-yard line.
Ready.
51. Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed You know, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal. Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for the Browns, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.